Today
But
on an
also-
all-new Dr. Phil, the dispute over gender pronouns.
I don't identify exclusively with being a man or a woman. I use they and them as my pronouns.
You don't get your own pronouns.
You think it's a delusion.
You don't get your own pronouns. Dude. Everybody gets their own pronouns.
School, our kids are being asked what their pronoun is.
This is a war on gender.
Our kids are being asked what the pronouns are. Oh my God! It's a conspiracy! Biological pronoun. Save our students. Who fuck these people?
Babies are babies without a known sex.
When they were born, we did not assign a sex.
You think it's
Good.
toxic to label the child one way or the other. Well, I have a question. Raise your hand if
I mean, they might not be the gender that they were born with, so yeah, I mean. Degen! Alright, let's do this.
you have heard of gender pronouns such as he, she, or they, and Z or V. Raise your hand if you're confused about how to use them in today's social climate. Yeah. I'm asking these questions because approximately 1.2 million people in the U.S. identify as non-binary, meaning they don't identify as she or he, but they and other pronouns. Now, as society...
Pronoun. I wonder if I put this on YouTube if Dr. Phil fucking copyright claim my ass. Dr. Phil, don't copyright claim me. I love you, buddy. I want to fucking rub my dick all over your fucking bald head, baby.
Society's attitudes about gender are continuously evolving. The practice of specifying one's pronouns is relatively new. Now,
It's relatively new. Oh, that's another thing we're gonna talk about later. Is that yeah, trans and non-binary people and every gender under the sun has always existed, but chuds think it's like something that just happened last week or some shit.
I just want to say, I don't have all the answers.
I'm noping out. Sorry, Joe.
Not even close. But I'm totally open to learning.
Well, Matt Walsh is about to get totally fucking rolled by an enby streamer. Here we go.
And I want this to be a safe place to talk about and learn. But not
Are
every
these
person
people
is
dumb?
on board.
Yes. That the answer to that question is 100% yes. We learned how to use pronouns in 3rd grade. Exactly. Like, I mean, have chuds never fucking even seen
I could say that, but I don't have to, cause I got pronouns I can say. He found a kangaroo that followed him home, and now it is his. You see, he, him, and his are pronouns replacing the noun. Rufus, Xavier, sarsaparilla, a very proper noun.
So there you go, chuds. Shit you should have learned in fucking 2nd grade. But there you go.
With this new movement. Half of Americans say they
New movement. Ain't no fucking new movement, dude.
feel very
This
or
shit is old as humans are.
somewhat comfortable using gender-neutral pronouns, while 48% say they feel very or somewhat uncomfortable using them.
I mean, I guess you could call it a movement. Just the movement of trying to let trans people and any other gender non-conforming person exist in peace. Like,
Now, this
if you want to call that a movement, I guess.
growing debate regarding the use of pronouns has this country pretty divided.
Don't even
Take a
know
look.
what they're debating against. Exactly. And also, this shit ain't even up for debate. Like, all experts, scientists, academics are at a consensus, you know, that trans people are valid and gender is a spectrum.
Controversy tonight over a new policy on how gender identity is addressed.
Why did they have a rainbow flag instead of a fucking trans flag? They think like gay people and trans people are the same thing, probably.
You may notice that at the bottom of your email.
The kangaroo knew.
Or in Zoom meetings, the listing of pronouns next to someone's name.
When should you use the pronouns he, him, or she, hers? UCLA's Wilson Institute estimates just under 0.5% of us are non-binary, meaning neither.
Oh yeah, all these chuds, right? They don't know shit about gender, or anything else really, but they just can't shut the fuck up about it.
Male nor female, or identify with a gender not assigned at birth.
Point Park University in the middle of a national dispute over pronouns.
Point Park warned students if they use the wrong pronouns on a student, if an individual...
He literally said, as he was saying, he was uncomfortable. I know, right? What the fuck? Cool stuff.
Is impacted in a harmful way, action could be taken.
A kindergarten teacher is facing outrage after discussing gender identity with her students.
The kindergartners came home very confused about whether or not you can pick your gender.
They're not confused. They're being told what the fuck reality is, dude. You can pick your gender.
Whether or not they really were a boy or a girl.
Yeah.
Exactly. Parents say they feel betrayed and blindsided.
I want her to hear from me as a parent what her gender identity means to her.
Man, I wish someone would have taught me what non-binary was when I was a fucking kid in school. Because I had to wait till I was in far into my adulthood before I even heard of the concept. And I had to find out on my own. And, you know, the day that I found out, it was amazing. It changed my life forever. And I finally felt like, oh, I actually do fit in somewhere. Other people have the same thing going on as me. I just thought I was a fucking little weirdo or some shit. Because, you know, I didn't feel like I was any gender. I didn't identify with boy or girl, really. I just, you know, I was like, something's wrong with me. But lo and behold, yeah.
My daughter went home crying, shaking.
It was amazing. Changed my life for the better, in so many ways.
So afraid that she could turn
just finding out, you know, there's other people like me out there.
into a boy.
Well, there's no denying it. Gender pronouns are a big topic of conversation that cannot and should not be ignored. And my first guests, Addison and Ethan, have a lot to say.
I'm Addison.
And I'm Ethan.
We've been together for about
5 years.
Straight!
I'm married
for 3 years.
I use they, them pronouns. Being non-binary.
Oh, that's such a cute picture. I want to do that. I want to put they, them on my face.
That I just don't identify with the gender I was assigned at birth, and I don't identify exclusively with being a man or woman.
Let's go. Gender is over, pumpkin. I love this person.
Something in between, outside of that binary.
My pronouns are he or they. I also identify as a non-binary. To me, being a non-binary...
Hey, yo! They don't get anything right. Exactly. One guy in here. What's up, homie?
Means having the sense of freedom to explore my gender in whichever way I want. I don't have to perform...
Freedom! Exactly. It's a part of freedom. The thing that chuds pretend like they care about. They're like, freedom! My freedoms! You're trying to take my freedoms! They're literally trying to take any gender non-conforming people's fucking freedom to be who they are. To literally just exist. That's it.
Pretend to be someone I'm not. I can be my authentic self.
It's really important for us to share more information with people because people are curious and they want to understand. But sometimes they don't always have the opportunities to do that.
Welcome. You were watching the tape piece, right?
Mm-hmm.
This is a hot topic.
Yes.
That's a good thing, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
Why is it a good thing?
Hot
I guess
topic,
because
it's the way that we ride. Hot topic, it's the way that we ride.
it creates dialogue and it invites conversation to learn about other people.
Yeah, and I think a lot of people are really confused about gender identity in these times, and it's good for us to have these conversations so people open their minds and relearn and unlearn to what we've been taught.
Right. And Addison, many people think gender pronouns are exclusive
I know, they're so cute.
to the LGBTQ plus community.
What's Alex Jones doing right now?
But that's a misconception, true?
Yeah. Well, everybody has pronouns. Like, you may use he and him.
Right. Dr. Phil. Does Dr. Phil not know that he has pronouns right now? Holy shit. Does this person have to explain to Dr. Phil that he has fucking pronouns? Dude, the American education system. At work, here we go.
Him as your pronouns, right? I use they and them as my pronouns. We all may have a certain gender pronoun too, but I think it's important for people to understand that for trans and non-binary people, we often change our pronouns to reflect who we are when we come out and be who we are.
How do you explain the difference between sex and gender?
I consider sex to be our
sexy.
biological makeup. Our chromosomes, our hormones, our genitals is a biological makeup. But our gender is more of an internal sense. So think of it like this. Sex is what's between the legs, and gender is what's between the ears, right? It's how we see ourselves on the inside.
Okay.
I believe it's like neurological or something, actually, but...
And that's something somebody can't know.
If you look into it
gender is something
scientifically.
somebody can't know just by looking at somebody.
Nope, yeah. Because everyone is going to present and express
you can
themselves
guess.
in a different way. I know, it's very confusing, right? Everyone's
Yeah, it's not even confusing. All you have to do is be like, what's your pronouns? That's it. End of fucking... My pronouns are blah, blah, blah. That is the end of transaction. You don't have to... It's not difficult.
It's like, what is going on? But it's really, about us breaking that assumption that we can tell someone's identity, someone's story, their pronouns, even their name, just based on how they look, right?
Yeah.
From
and
my
so
desk
how does
of Mr.
someone
Lady B?
ask? How does somebody clarify that? Ethan, what's the best way?
My pronouns are they, them, little spoon. Ooh, woo.
What's the most comfortable
Thank you for asking.
way?
I think for me, to create a safe space for people to share their pronouns, I will say, hi, my name is Ethan. I use he or they pronouns. What about you?
I think it's really important for us to recognize other people.
I used to do he, they, and you know why I did that? Just to, like, accommodate other people that had a problem with using they. And then, you know what? One day I was just like, you know what? Fuck those people. I'm fucking not changing my shit for you. Fuck you.
People's pronouns, because again, we can't make that assumption, but for so many people who are cisgender, meaning that you do identify with the gender that you were assigned at birth, you're not transgender or not non-binary.
So now just fully they, them, that's it.
I think a lot of people don't even question their pronouns because we already use them and it's already assumed correctly. But for so many trans and non-binary people, that isn't often assumed correctly. So we need to take the time to get to know people.
Cisgender, it says adjective that describes a person whose gender identity matches or aligns with the gender he or she was assigned at birth.
Yeah.
Now, this would be what has been traditional for centuries, right? Why does it need a term?
If we don't use that term, then we end up saying maybe real men or normal men or regular men, right? Or we just say men,
Real
and then we
man.
say maybe transgender men, right?
All right.
And the thing is that we need to realize that trans women are women, trans men are men too. And so we just want to have a term for that privilege, that assumption that your gender identity is going to match the one that you were assigned at birth.
All right, and then transgender, adjective, describes a person whose gender identity does not match or align with the gender they were assigned at birth. And then non-binary describes a person whose gender identity does not fit into the traditional binary of man or woman. And that term can be abbreviated to...
The weird thing is, I don't know if I feel like, is Dr. Phil asking these questions for the audience, or is he actually learning all this shit right now? Because that's pretty fucking telling if he is.
And how do you pronounce that?
Enby.
Enby.
Enby, yeah.
Okay.
How do you pronounce? He doesn't. Okay, he's just learning all this shit. Wow.
And explain that.
For transgender people, we are assigned a sex
Enby
at
gang,
birth.
rising up,
And
baby.
when we grow up, you know, when there's a mismatch of how we view ourselves and how society views us,
Boomer, yeah.
then we can choose to, you know, either medically transition or just socially.
I honestly don't know what Dr. Phil's politics are, but I do know that he uses people's mental issues for financial gain and doesn't really help anybody, so.
Transition or both. Not every transgender person chooses to medically transition. For me, I chose to medically transition to feel comfortable in my own skin.
Did I say financial gain?
And this is different from, you know, being non-binary and stuff too, because for many non-binary people, they might identify as trans because they don't identify with that gender assigned at birth. Right. But for a lot of non-binary people, it means that you just don't
He's a con
exclusively
and a con,
identify
yeah.
as a man or woman. And under that, there's a whole umbrella of gender identities where people might have pronouns that change day to day. There might be people who have one set of pronouns for the rest of their life. You might have non-binary people too who are fluid with their gender identities in itself. It's very confusing, very nuanced, but I think that what you were talking about earlier with it being that maybe traditionally, for centuries, people have identified with maybe the gender that they were assigned at birth. When we look at history, and we look at cultures too around the world, we see that third, fourth, fifth genders have always been around.
Right, exactly. So Dr. Phil in the beginning of this was like, just a couple years ago, the gender movement has been uprising. It's like, dude, no, gender nonconforming people have been around since the beginning of human history.
And then different cultures, the idea of what
I have a video about that for later too.
Gender is, or a relation to our bodies, is completely different than maybe here in the United States.
We're gonna play some Mario Kart and listen to that later about like the history of trans people and shit. Yeah.
I have a gender pronoun chart that I got really confused about, and I'm just admitting straight up.
I bet you did, Dr. Phil.
This chart.
Hey, Betty. What's up, baby?
I didn't know how to use the chart, and we don't need to go through the whole thing, but there were, like, just using co.
Not all these pronouns I think I even recognize too, which is okay, right? I think at the end of the day too, people will have different pronouns beyond he or she or even they, which, you know, I use in a singular context for myself. But as you can see, there's an ongoing evolution of language and how people can identify. If you're unsure how to use someone's pronouns after that person has disclosed what their pronouns are, just ask, you know, clarify. I just want to make sure that I'm using it.
Exactly. That's all you have to do. Just ask. What's your pronouns? My pronouns are blah, blah. There you go.
Pronouns in the correct way.
Do you know what XIE?
So you say Z.
Z.
XIE.
But then there is a Z right below.
But there is a Z right below there.
There's different ways to spell and pronounce pronouns. It's complicated and nuanced, but it's important for us to understand that complexity.
My next guest has been criticized online for his views about gender identity. His reply may surprise you. That's next.
Not gonna surprise me at all.
You don't get your own pronouns.
So you think it's a delusion if they decide that
get your own pronouns.
They're different than they were biologically created?
Yeah, I think it's delusion. It could be.
Yeah, it's this asshole. This motherfucker's about to get rolled by enby streamer G-Trash. Let's go.
Illness.
I'm just an enby streamer from pansexual Pennsylvania.
My name is Matt Walsh, and I've written a book called Johnny the Walrus. This book is about identity and imagination.
This book is stupid because ain't nobody fucking identifying as walrus is not a gender, dude. This has nothing to do with anything. It's just some shit you made up to try to make us look silly, and it doesn't work because it's not the same thing.
Identifies as a walrus, and his mom's a little silly. She takes it seriously and thinks he really is a walrus. So she
Okay,
went on her
nobody is doing that in real life, okay?
phone, and there are people telling her that this isn't pretend, he's really a walrus. And his mother takes him to the doctor to have him surgically transitioned and gets
Dude, come the fuck on.
him walrus hormone pills, and then eventually
Yeah, I'm not. Yeah, Fargo. I better not.
Actually tries to drop him off at a zoo to live with other walruses.
Redacted. Matt Walsh redacted.
Not only topping the Amazon charts, my book has taken the world by storm.
Well,
I want to blank your face out. I can't control my...
You just saw my next guest, author and conservative host of Daily Wire's The Matt Walsh Show, talking about his recently published children's book that has since been removed online by a popular large retail chain. Now, Matt says gender is
Walrus boxes, yeah.
not a social construct, but rooted firmly in biology. True?
True, absolutely. Well, actually, just to clarify, and with all due respect, but most of what we just heard in the previous segment was
all due respect,
total nonsense, which is why when you were pushing...
Yeah, it is total nonsense, because ain't nobody fucking identifying as a walrus, you dumb fuck. You made that up.
For definitions and that sort of thing, they were not able to provide
Because
it.
you can't use reality as your argument, because reality goes against all your fucking arguments.
Because
100%.
it's just nonsensical. Sex, well, as human beings, we have a sex, male or female.
So you have to make up some, nonsensical scenario that would never happen.
Biological scientific fact. Now, gender is a linguistic term. Words have gender. People don't.
My horny level. You're saying that there should be no construct of gender, just sex. You're either male or female, and someone feeling in a mental, emotional way that they don't identify with the sex that they have
Phil, what are you doing?
been biologically created as and assigned at birth based on their genitalia. If they don't feel
Is it based on genitalia?
that way, that there's no construct that describes that, experiences that.
Well, that's got nothing to do with the reality. So you can feel however you want. I mean, I could sit here and say that I feel...
Nah, nothing that you are saying has to do with reality, dude. All of science, academia, all experts on gender agree with us. You are going against literally fucking the consensus of all the experts. So.
Like a tomato plant, but that doesn't mean they're actually in those things. So you're...
Again, nobody's fucking trying to identify as a tomato plant either. It's not a gender. We're only doing genders here.
Your self-perception, you can have whatever self-perception you want.
I don't know what the fuck you're talking about, dude.
You can't expect me to take part in that self-perception or to take part in this kind of charade, this theatrical production.
I never saw
You don't
it.
get your own pronouns, just like you don't get...
Kitty in the window. What up, BB? Strataluke. Not this fucking idiot. Yeah, this fucking dumb fuck. Don't worry, he's about to get fucking owned.
Get your own prepositions or your own adjectives. You know, it's like if I were to tell you
the movie Tusk. I never even heard of it. Is it a horror movie?
My adjectives are handsome and brilliant, and no matter whatever you're talking about.
Oh my god, dude. Okay, nobody's talking about adjectives either. We're talking about pronouns. This motherfucker said, my adjectives are handsome and brilliant. Yeah, go fuck yourself.
I mean,
no one thinks either one about you, dude.
Have to describe me as handsome and brilliant because that's how I identify. Makes no sense. You don't get your own pronouns. These are...
Yeah, you do. You have... I guarantee you've been called he, him before. I fucking guarantee it, dude. Just like everybody has pronouns.
That's grammar. That's language.
So you think
that's grammar, that's language. You don't understand it at all, and you shouldn't be talking about it, obviously.
It's a delusion. Someone is self-delusional.
Why he cares so much? Yeah. Because it affects them absolutely zero. You know? But, the movie Teeth, you know what's funny about that movie? I played a live show with my chiptune alias, and they put like weird shit behind you, and for some reason the person that was doing the visuals put the movie Teeth behind my entire fucking set of chiptunes, and I never fucking heard of it or anything before, and I had somebody record the set, and when I went back and watched it, I was just like, dude, what the fuck is going on in this background, dude? Like, it was insane. But he only cares because he's a fashion. Yeah, he only cares because he wants to try to take other people's freedoms away. Just the freedom of existing is too much for him to handle.
Yeah, I think it's delusion.
It was a really good backdrop for the music. Like, especially, I was doing a pretty, like, hard chip thrash fucking set, so it worked with it. But I was just like, I never fucking heard of that shit before, and when I watched it, I was like, dude, what the fuck?
It could be mental illness. It could be it's a lot of different things.
Whoa, dude! Wrong again, dude. Holy shit, mental illness now you're gonna call it? Like, yeah, no, that's old debunked bullshit from like 100 years ago, dude. Yeah, self-report.
Children, there's also just a basic confusion that all kids have. Like, that's why when you hear a parent say, "Oh, my 4-year-old son came to me and said that I'm a girl now," and so
that's not how this works. There's an entire fucking process you go through. You go to like talk to a therapist for maybe even for like a year or two, and then these therapists are professionals. They're really good at knowing if somebody's trans or or not, and the detransition rate is like so small. I know you guys want to act like everybody's detransitioning once they go trans, but no, it's like it's successful, and a lot of people that do detransition do it because they're shunned by their family. Their family disowns them. They get fucked with day in and day out constantly for being trans. Like, it's things like that. It's not because they're not trans.
So that's what I'm gonna raise him as a girl. No, you're a 4-year-old. I have 4 kids.
No one's fucking doing that, dude.
When a 4-year-old boy comes to you and says, "Oh, I'm a girl. Here's a girl."
Yeah, you know what you do? You say, "Okay, well, we should like talk to a therapist about that."
Good follow-up
and
question.
then go through the process that is very successful.
What is a girl? Ask him what he means by that.
Oh my god, dude. Anyone who identifies as a girl is a girl. That's what that is.
You mean by girl? And
this is not a fucking... he thinks this is such a own question. It's like the easiest question to answer in the world, dude. Like, I don't know what, and when you give him the answer, he's like, "That's not the answer I want," because reality doesn't match up with what this motherfucker thinks in his head.
When you ask him that, here's what he'll tell you. He will tell you what he really...
Yeah, he's a total piece of shit.
...means is that he wants to do some of the things that girls do, like play with the dollhouse, or
Okay, yeah, that doesn't necessarily mean they're trans. They'll go through a process and figure it out.
Likes the color pink. That's fine. Play with the dollhouse, but you're still a boy. And that's a question I would like to throw out to other members of the panel. Actually, because just like the 4-year-old can't answer what is a girl.
Not necessarily. Just like a 4-year-old can't answer. I mean, even a 4-year-old could probably answer that. But.
Well, this is one of the problems with this left-wing gender ideology, is that no one who espouses it can even tell you what these words mean. It's like, what is a woman?
Can you tell me what here we go, dude.
No, I can't. Because...
Shut up, Matt Walsh. What is a woman? Anyone who identifies as a woman. There you go. Next question.
But you're still a boy. That's a question I would like to throw out to other members of the panel.
Anyone who identifies as a man. Yeah, because women and men and non-binary people, we're not a monolith. Like, everybody's fucking different. So, you'd have to go on a case-by-case basis to describe somebody.
No, actually.
It has nothing to do with anything.
Just like the 4-year-old can't answer what is a girl.
Well, Matt just is asking because he actually doesn't know what a woman is.
Well, this is one of the problems with this left-wing gender ideology, is that no one who espouses it can even tell you what these words mean. It's like,
I literally just answered it.
What is a woman?
Well,
can you tell me what a woman is?
No, I can't.
Eternal, yeah.
Because it's not for me to say. womanhood looks different for everybody.
What do you define a woman
Yeah.
as?
An adult human female.
Joe Button, I know, right? Yeah. This motherfucker said, oh, well, if you don't want the violence to happen at the drag shows, maybe you should stop doing them. It's like, it's the chuds that's doing the they need to stop doing the violence. Like.
And what does a female mean?
It has nothing to do with the drag story hour. Nothing going on but reading a book there. There wouldn't be any violence if it wasn't for you assholes firing these people up, acting like, telling these people who have been fucked by capitalism so hard they got nothing left. They think they need to go out and fucking, I need to fucking be a hero. And Matt Walsh told me that drag shows are bad, so I'm gonna go fucking shoot it up or whatever. It's like, dude.
Well,
how
that's
do you define a
someone with female
Gas
reproductive
meat
organs.
lighting, yeah.
Okay.
Someone who's, you know, here's
What
the
is
thing,
a what?
when you're female, it goes right down to your bones, your DNA. So that's why if someone dies, we could dig up their bones 100 years from now. We have no idea what they believed in their head, but we can tell what sex they were because it's down
Okay. Well, sex and gender are totally different things. Ain't no one even talking about sex right now, dude.
It's ingrained in every fiber of their being.
Interesting. So I'm trying to understand. Your definition is that a woman is someone who is female, you said, right?
Correct.
Gotcha.
Is a biological female.
So what happens?
Well, not biological. Take the fucking biological out of there, and then you would be right. Yeah.
If we have maybe someone who is female, identifies as a woman, right? You know, cisgender woman, right? As you just explained.
Arguments from 4chan. Yeah, I'm pretty sure this guy is where 4chan gets it.
Maybe doesn't have the ability to reproduce. Maybe doesn't
4chan
have those
poll.
organs that you're talking about that are reproductive organs.
I have answered the question. You stood up here and said trans women are women.
Yes.
Tell me what you mean. What is a woman?
Womanhood is something that, just as Ethan explained.
Yeah, the skeleton's been debunked too. Yeah,
I cannot define because I am not
But
myself.
you used the word. So what did you mean when you said trans women are women if you don't know what it means?
Right. So here's the thing. So I do not
What is
define
a
what a woman is because I do not
female?
identify as a woman. Womanhood is something that is an umbrella term.
Right.
It includes people
That describes what?
People who.
Anyone who identifies as a woman is a woman, dude. Like, there's all different types of women, you know. Like, there's tall and short women. They're still women.
Who
you know?
identify
Like,
as a woman.
Just because one's tall and one's short, like, doesn't mean they're different.
Identify as
Like,
what?
There's
As a
the
woman.
gender.
What is that?
Was to each their own. Each woman, each man, each person is going to
Tolerance,
have a
what up,
different
baby?
relation with their own gender identity and define it differently.
That doesn't-
And so
I'm not
trans
asking for
women are women too.
Okay.
And you want to hold on.
Say it again. Trans
You
Yeah.
want to
women,
reduce.
what you-
Listen,
don't even
listen.
tell me
You
what the
want to
word
What up,
reduce.
taters?
So
You
that's
want to
the
reduce
problem.
women. You want to reduce men down to maybe just their genetics, our genitals,
No.
our chromosomes, right? That's what
Yeah,
you're saying.
wanna do
that's
is-
what.
what
No,
you-
that is what he wants to do. Yeah, he's trying to reduce men and women to genitals. Is what makes you a man or a woman.
What you want to do is appropriate women.
Oh,
You want to appropriate womanhood
Okay.
and turn it into basically a costume that could be worn. We've got.
Well, first of all, these people don't even identify as women, so I don't know who you're talking to right now. They're non-binary, so no. But also, trans people are women, are actual women also. So yeah, ain't no fucking appropriation going on. You fucking dickhead.
God, when we,
As
hey,
a
it's real
man,
funny.
you're
It's real
literally
funny. It's
saying
real
what
funny
a
when
woman
you're.
should look like. As a man, you're literally saying this is what a woman is.
Yeah, well,
Isn't that
God
how
damn
it is?
America.
Because I am willing to define it, but you won't.
Hang on. We've heard how Matt feels about pronouns, but my next guest says those who
True, Fargo.
oppose them are
Matt
asking the
Walsh
wrong
might have a dick, but never gonna be a real man. A real man
questions.
wouldn't
What
act
does she
like this.
say are the right ones? We'll add her to the conversation when we come back. Okay, take a break.
Always be a little bitch.
You can laugh all you want, but this is a logical problem. You are conflating sex and gender.
There's biological sex, and then there is gender identity. Part of me wants to ask why you care so much.
Yeah, why do you care so much, Matt Walsh? You can't. Why can't you just mind your own goddamn business? This is a motherfucker that's like, get government off my back and put it on their backs. Like, get the fuck out of here, dude.
Some people go by he. Some people actually use the pronoun they.
I'm not a she. I'm not a he either. It's really about what sort of feels good to our ears when we hear it.
I refuse to use pronouns that do not apply to biological.
Yeah, chuds are obsessed with everyone's genitals. They just can't mind their own goddamn business. Oh, also, what's up, Amber?
Sex.
Pronouns are important because they indicate a degree of respect. You can avoid...
Yeah, TERFs defend this guy. But people who call themselves feminists, they're definitely far from it. Because they were being sexist as hell to trans women. Yeah, TERFs. It's really, you can't, like, the TERF, it's kind of weird to even say that they're feminists because they're, you know, feminism is intersectional.
Mistakes by just saying them, theirs, they.
If you're unsure about somebody's pronoun, ask, hey, what are your pronouns?
You cannot
Yeah,
force
they're not. Yeah, exactly.
people to call you what you want to be called.
Oh, God.
Their gender is still valid regardless of whether or not you understand it.
True.
We've been talking about the great gender pronoun debate that has the country.
The great gender pronoun debate. It ain't even up for debate, Dr. Phil. I wish you would stop acting like this shit's up for fucking debate, dude. It's not. It's been settled. There's a consensus with all of science, academia, and fucking gender experts, dude. Go fuck
divided,
yourself.
just almost 50-50. Last segment, Matt made his
Almost
case
50-50.
against people using what are called their own pronouns. But my next guest says the opposition
I know.
is
We should really stop calling them feminists. Like, TERFs is like a good word to use. Like, it sounds good. It's you know, it rolls off the tongue nice, but like calling them feminists is like, you know, a detriment to feminism.
taking the wrong approach. Joining us on stage is Dr. Susie Denbo, Associate Professor at Kent State University with a PhD in Communications and expertise in gender,
turds,
sex, and feminism. Now, Kent State has been recognized among the nation's most LGBTQ plus friendly universities. Now, doctors, thank you for being
trans exclusionary radical dickheads. Turds.
I'm glad to be here.
You've been listening to everything that we've been talking about. So, Dr. Denbo, how do you feel those who oppose?
Yo, we should start calling them fucking turds, dude. Trans exclusionary radical dickheads. Let's
using
go.
pronouns are taking the wrong approach in this conversation.
I think
There's
the extreme approach
It would
that you
still
are
be TERF, yeah.
taking. And then there's
know,
also
it's
just
great.
ordinary people that might not be comfortable with the language change. And it just is awkward. And so they're afraid of...
Language is always changing, but chuds fear change more than like literally anything. So
not being courteous or being accepting.
Language has
so
always
there's like these two
changed.
things. There's actually
like
combat...
back in the Shakespeare time, motherfuckers were saying like thee and thou and all this fucking weird shit. We don't say that shit anymore because language is always changing. Just like they didn't say dude back in the fucking day for like, you know, your friend. What's up, dude? Like no one fucking said that until like, I don't know, the 90s maybe. That I'm not sure when that got popularized, but I remember dude being pretty popular in the 90s. So.
adding and not being... You don't like transgender...
But before that, ain't no one saying that shit.
Idea of transgender. That's different than pronouns. But then just for most people, it's just
less likely
feeling a
to
little bit
side with
awkward and unsure and not
anti-trans
wanting
Nazis if
to
we know
hurt or offend
about
someone.
what the Nazis did. That's true. Because yeah, all these chuds that act like the Nazis would be on our side are totally fucking stupid and wrong. And why is this not letting me look at, I don't know. Yeah, that's true. The 6th of May, 1933, looting of the Institute of Sexology. Yeah, so they basically burned all the books that had to do with gender ideology and whatnot back then. I guess they were calling it sexology. I don't know. The institute also achieved a global reputation for its pioneering work on transsexual understanding and calls for equality for homosexuals, transgender people, and women. Yeah. And they burned them all because they're Nazis. That's what fascists do. They don't like knowledge. They want people to be stupid. They hate us. They hate anyone who's being themselves and is not, you know, a fucking robot for capitalism. Like a fucking beep boop beep. Must serve the capitalist fucking overlords. Like, yeah. Fuck that. Fuck that. Fuck that. Yeah, this isn't about liberal gender stuff anymore. Yep.
Buddy.
I mean, especially with all the anti-trans legislation that's gone down in the past couple years. Like, it's been record-breaking years for anti-trans legislation just in the past couple years, which is, you know, you think we're like evolving and getting better, and then, you know, we have shit like this going on. We're actually getting worse in some areas.
Why is it important for educators to teach about gender identity, gender presentation, and pronouns? Why do you think?
But so there won't be bigots if they happen to run into somebody who's gender nonconforming, and they realize that it's totally fucking normal thing that, you know. And also maybe they want to explore their gender, which is a good thing.
I think that's important.
Because
important.
there is a difference. There is biological sex, and a lot of times people are conflating sex and gender. So there's biological sex, and then there's gender, and that's a social construct in the sense that just because you're born biologically a female doesn't mean you automatically want to vacuum, for instance, which is usually a feminine.
What? No, dude. I vacuum. No, what are you talking about, lady? That vacuuming is not a feminine fucking thing. Of all the things you could have fucking picked, dude. Oof. God damn it, dude.
Activity or conflated that way. And so it's this idea of giving children an age of...
Yeah, I also love vacuuming. So, I mean, is it... I don't know.
Appropriate ways. An understanding that you can... That these things aren't set in stone. Gender...
I think she just fucked up there. Like, that's the first thing that came to her mind. Because of the patriarchy. Like, the patriarchy does tell you, like, the women's need to do the vacuuming, you know? And fucking the dishes and the fucking all the other shit. And it's like, you know, no. Wrong. Anyone can do that shit. And anyone should do that shit. Like, you know. It's patriarchy.
Your identity is not tied to biology.
You say that gender's not set in stone.
It's a stereotype. Yeah, okay.
It's not.
What do you mean?
I mean that's just factually incorrect saying that. So you have biology is the chromosomal makeup and reproductive organs and all of that.
I use the shop vac.
And so that would be sort of the nature side of things.
How dare
But the nurture side of things is where we see more of gender.
I got a motherfucking Dyson, and it is the fucking bomb. I love it.
She began by saying that my view is extreme. Okay, so
yeah,
the view that every
it is
single
extreme. You're a straight up fascist, dude.
Person on Earth has held up until 15 seconds ago.
You're literally doing genocidal fascism
extreme.
right now.
And the view that almost everyone does right now still hold as extreme, apparently, according to her. But there is this they are conflating gender and sex because on one hand they say, well, you got your biological sex, but then your gender is whatever social construct. But then they turn around and say that trans women are women. Yeah. So a man who identifies with the gender, the social construct of womanhood, actually...
What a Weasley little liar, dude. Yeah, Dyson. It's a dope-ass vacuum. I love it so much. Like, my old vacuum sucked so bad. Well, it didn't suck, actually. It fucking wouldn't pick anything up. It was like... basically useless. But
is a woman.
I got my motherfucking Dyson now. Hail Satan.
So if you can laugh all you want, but this is a logical problem. You are conflating sex and gender just by saying that. So that's the problem.
There's biological sex, and then there is gender identity.
Yeah, exactly. Chuds, I guarantee he's just pretending to not understand what she's saying. Like, they're two totally different things. But he's going to sit there and be like, but the chromosomes.
Wants to ask
after she explains it, she's going to totally explain it, and he's going to sit there and be like, but the chromosomes. It's like that scene in Idiocracy when they're like, but Brando, when he's trying to tell them that you need to water plants with water and not Gatorade or whatever, and they're like, Brando, it has what plants crave. It has electrolytes. He's like, do you even know what electrolytes are? Like, they need water. And they're like, and he explains why they need water and like goes through the whole thing. And then they're like, but it has electrolytes at the end. That's this motherfucker. But the chromosomes.
Care so much because it's really not that big of a deal.
Oh, yeah. Can I answer that? I'd love to answer that.
Yeah, why do you care so much? Yeah, please answer. I want to know.
I care about the truth. So
obviously not, because it's very easy to find the truth about gender if you want to look into it. But you avoid it at all costs, it seems.
So basic truth matters. I want to live in a society where people care about the truth and we're grounded in truth. Right. I care about children, and these insane ideas about gender are being.
You care about the children? Do you? Well, if you care about the children, it's weird that you never bring up, the real people who are putting children in danger. Like, honestly, Matt Walsh, I never once heard you mention anything like, for instance, this right here. 188 Catholic clergy members in Kansas are alleged predators with 400 alleged victims? Wait a minute. You mean it's the chuds that are all along? What the fuck? Yeah, I know, right? What a fucking surprise. I'm shocked.
Foist on kids. And that bothers me quite a bit.
Yeah, it's weird you never bring any of that shit up, huh?
I care about the women who are having their opportunities stolen from them. I care quite.
Name one. Like, ain't nobody getting there. You obviously don't care about the women because you're trying to steal trans women's opportunities from them. You fucking dickhead.
Quite a bit, yeah.
You are a champion for women. I'm more interested in creating a productive space where we can try to build some kind of an acceptance around other people and exposing children to...
Yeah, normally he would hate women, but in this one occasion, because he can say fuck trans people, he's like, oh, I'm champion for women.
Gender, different ideas around gender identity, I don't...
Yeah, she's dope.
I think is a problematic thing with parents being involved.
My next guest are parents who say no way should children learn about gender pronouns at an early age, not under their watch. They say if this is going to happen,
not on my watch. They're trying to teach our kids, buddy.
And it's the parents' job, not teachers. One pulled her kids out of school.
Well, when parents are totally fucking ignorant of literally everything, they are not fit to teach their kids about anything.
We'll meet them after the break.
No grammar lessons till high school, yeah.
The entire gender pronoun situation makes me feel very...
right. Like women who are in the kitchen and fucking being a baby factory or whatever. Like, that's what Matt Walsh... As a matter of fact, just yesterday, we listened to Matt Walsh's fucking dumbass say that it's okay to get 16-year-olds pregnant as an adult as long as you're married to them. He literally fucking said that.
Pregnant at a young age that we consider young, 16 or 17, to act like it's a new thing is ridiculous. It's always been that way. Girls between the ages of like 17 and 24 is when they're technically most fertile. Recently, in the last 30 years or so, we decided that's way too young to start a family. So what I'm saying is that the problem is not per se teenage pregnancy, it's unwed pregnancy. That's the problem in society.
Oof. Omega oof. Jesus fucking Christ. All right, anyway.
Hey, yo, what the fuck?
Yeah. Hey, yo, what the
I can't
fuck?
control my horny level.
Holy shit. What a dumbass.
Upset.
Yeah.
I don't want to teach her.
Like, he's literally saying, like, it's okay to, if you have sex with children, or, well, like, teenagers, as long as, you know, you're married to them and starting a family. Like, get the
Talking
fuck
to my
outta
child
here.
about gender pronouns.
What a
It
stupid
is
son of
not
a bitch.
appropriate. It's crossing a line.
Yeah, Matt Walsh, why don't you have a seat over there?
I feel like I'm ambushed because now I'm explaining to my son. He asked me, what does sexist mean? As a parent, I felt trapped.
I had to pull both.
As a parent, I felt trapped. I had to teach my kids about something. I had to talk to my kids. The humanity.
Put my kids out of this school district.
A Loudoun County Public Schools teacher is suing the district. Tanner Cross is on administrative leave. He
Yeah,
said
they're literally obsessed with kids' genitals. They want to check them before they go in the bathroom.
he would not call a student who's transgender by their preferred pronoun.
Well, then fuck that person.
I will not affirm that a biological boy can be a girl.
Well, then go fuck yourself. Get the fuck out of here. You shouldn't be teaching anybody anything.
Vice versa, because it's against my religion, it's lying to a child, it's abuse to a child.
It's not against your religion, motherfucker. Unlike you, I've read the Bible, and it literally doesn't say shit about trans people, so go fuck yourself.
Cross
Wrong
was
again.
placed on paid leave. Now
What'd you just say? I said you're a fucking dumb douchebag.
he's suing the district.
Well, you just saw a news clip about a teacher in Virginia who was suspended after opposing the school's gender.
Yeah, I said conservatives are obsessed with children's genitals. They literally want to check them, their genitals before they go into the bathroom because, yeah, exactly. Okay.
Policy. Now, include.
Yeah, fuck your stupid religion too. Like, keep it out of the school. Goddamn.
Inclusion in schools is a major topic of conversation because parents and administrators.
Oh, stream team! Fuck yeah! Let's go! I think there was a one pump chud in here right before you guys raided, but they were just like another one pump chud. They were like, bro, what the fuck did you just say? And I was like, you said you're a douchebag. And they left crying, I guess. I don't know. Speaking of chuds, here's Matt Walsh getting totally fucking rolled in the Tennessee gender affirming care committee hearing.
Can you give us a summary of your educational background or your healthcare education?
Hell yeah. All the smoke, baby.
I didn't go to college, but I did go to school long enough to learn
I
how to
love you,
read,
homie.
so I can read the data for myself, and that's
I feel like you can't read the data for yourself, Matt Walsh, because you literally don't know shit about fuck. And you should stop talking in public. It's embarrassing.
exactly what I've done.
And for what purpose do you conduct your research and use this brain of yours?
I use it for the purpose of trying to protect children from being castrated.
That dude fucking uses brain of yours. And you ain't protecting shit, bitch. Also, like I just said a second ago before you guys came in here, if Matt Walsh actually gave a fuck about the children, he would be reporting on, I don't know, actual, Yo! Tactic! Thank you so much, BB. I appreciate it. Yeah, so, this dude's a dumb fuck, and
Accuser of the fucking
gender
brethren, you motherfucker!
is a spectrum. Thank you.
It's abuse to a child.
Cross was placed on paid
It's
leave.
abuse.
Bruh.
Dude. It's abuse not to be a good parent and fucking get your kid gender affirming healthcare if they need it. You fucking psycho.
Now he's suing the district.
Jesus Christ.
Well, you just saw a
If
news
sex
clip
was
about
gender,
a
I
teacher in
had
Virginia
gender with his
who was
mom
suspended.
last night. Oh, I'm dying. Fucking got him. Damn. Yo, for real. Yeah, Spilly, you got anything to say to that dude? That teacher that doesn't understand reality or second grade pronouns or any of that shit.
These nuts. Got him. Got him.
Good one, Spilly. You fucking got him, dude. All right.
After opposing the school's gender policy. Now, inclusion in schools is a major topic of conversation because parents and administrators, well, they just don't always see eye to eye. My next guests are two concerned parents with kids the same age. Now, they used to be in the same school district
Shut up, you bigot.
until one mom pulled her children
I love that I fixed that. Yeah, no, it does the shut up.
out. So
Shut
while
up, you
they
bigot.
didn't know each other before, they have unified for the same cause.
I'm really concerned about what's going on in schoolrooms across the country.
Are you, though? What a stupid son of a bitch.
The entire gender pronoun situation makes me feel very upset.
Well, that's because you're a fucking snowflake and a douchebag, and you can go fucking...
woke moralists.
Yeah.
We'll see who cancels
We'll
who.
see who cancels who, buddy.
People may think that if you don't want to use the preferred pronouns, that you're against gay people. This is 100%.
No, you're against trans people. You fucking dumb fuck. Like, they think gay people and trans people are the same thing. Remember that the other news station had a fucking rainbow flag and was like, pronouns? Like, yeah, fuck you.
Untrue. I am a huge advocate for gay people, trans people, and the like.
Obviously not if you're mad about pronouns in school. Obviously not. They're just trying to teach kids, A, that you can explore your gender, and that's totally fucking fine and normal. And B, to not be a fucking bigot like you.
Like,
Stacy and I both have children in the same school district.
I learned that the teachers
Racist against pronouns.
in my children's school were asking for the kids' preferred pronouns in the classroom. When I heard about this, it was extremely upsetting.
Well, then you're full of shit about being an ally to transgender people, so.
Shut up, you bigot.
Thank you, Ben.
Last year, my son was given a homework assignment that gave an example of a child not identifying with the gender that they were born with. Is an example of a homework that was given to my 8-year-old son. If a student is unsure of their place in the gender spectrum, or
Darth, what the fuck? Apply it to Dr. Phil. Yeah. I don't know how I guess I make the rules, so fuck yeah. Shut the fuck up for a minute, Dr. Phil.
or is experimenting with different forms of
Triggered ass chuds. Yeah, look at him. They said pronouns in school. Yeah. I learned about pronouns in school. I wish I would have learned about the concept of being non-binary, because then I would have finally, like, I was well into my adulthood when I first heard the concept of non-binary, and I couldn't fucking believe it. I was like, dude, wait, you mean all this time, like, I do fit in somewhere? I thought I was just like a little fucking weirdo or some shit. Like, I thought something was wrong with me, that I didn't, like, feel like I was, you know, the gender I was assigned at birth. So then that's an option that I never knew about. Like, fuck, like, it was life-changing. Von Diva, I know, right? Like, it really was like a mind-blowing moment. Oh shit, October. Oh, Von Diva. I'm glad we got it figured out now, baby. I just figured it out. Demi girl gender. And I'm 41. I know, right? Like I'm still figuring shit out. Like to this day. We're always learning, right? Like we're evolving. Unlike chuds who don't evolve because they have a thing where they can't admit they're wrong about anything ever, so they just stay in the same baby brain mindset their entire life until they fucking die. And I think that's why they don't believe in evolution, because they never evolve as people themselves. They're like, yeah, that evolution sounds like a bunch of bullshit. It's like, yeah, because you don't evolve like we do. Like you're supposed to. You're supposed to, when you figure out you're wrong about something, correct yourself. Being wrong about something is like the best. Finding out you're wrong about something is like the best thing ever, because then you find out, oh shit, it's actually this. I thought it was that. I could correct myself and become a better person and evolve. But yeah, chuds don't have that. They just say, oh, what? I'm right. You're wrong, buddy. I don't care if the evidence is right in front of my face. It's fake news or some shit. They'll figure out some fucking way to deny what's right in front of their fucking face. It's called confirmation bias. And, probably everybody does it, but once you can figure out, like, you can point it out and see, oh, that's my confirmation bias doing that, But chuds don't know shit about fuck. Yeah, they're basically cave people, Dorothy, exactly. Neanderthals. Neanderthal grind set. Damn, Undyne, you're on fucking fire today. That's shit is a fucking Neanderthal grind set. Be a good parent and fucking get your kid. Tabby! What up, BB? Let's go! Oh, thanks, Tabby. 3-month anniversary. Hi, cutie. Gender affirming healthcare if they need it. You fucking psycho.
Now he's suing the district.
Jesus Christ.
Well, you just saw a news clip about
gender.
a teacher in Virginia
Gender with his
who was
mom
suspended.
last night. Oh, Undyne. Fucking got him. That is great. Yo, that one's going in the motherfucking archives. All right, hell yeah. Yo, that shit is hilarious. Like, what the fuck?
Well, you just saw a
If
news
sex
clip
was
about
gender,
a
I
teacher in
had
Virginia
gender with
who
his
was
mom
suspended.
last night. It's like fucking got him. Hell yeah.
Be a good.
Oh god, that's so good. Perfect. Thank you, October. That was amazing. Hell yeah.
Of gender presentation.
Oh.
School uniforms can present a real challenge.
Oh my gosh.
Dude, also fuck school uniforms. Like, I know, see, this is what chuds want. They want everybody to look the same, just like some kind of robotic fucking, good little capitalist or whatever. It's like, people want to express themselves. That's part of just human interaction. But they hate that.
What is gender spectrum?
That's a great question.
She said, what is gender spectrum? That's a great question. Were you going to answer it or what?
Gender presentation. School uniforms can present a real challenge.
Oh my gosh. What is gender spectrum?
That's a great question. My son was really confused.
Why did he not answer the question? What the fuck? Yeah, the gender spectrum. Like, maybe she would understand because she thinks she's a fucking ally to, the LGBT community, but she's basically a TERF. So, yeah, the gender spectrum is 100% a thing. That's why my non-binary gender is totally fucking valid, because I'm on the spectrum. It's this right here. This is the gender spectrum. So you have typical biological male over here, and typical biological female over here. And then there's a whole fucking thing. A bunch of different shit going on, yeah. Why didn't they? Well, I like how they just said, what's the gender spectrum? And then just moved on without answering her question. Like, what the fuck, Dr. Phil? It's almost like Dr. Phil's trying to sabotage this shit to make the idiots look good or some shit.
Like I'm ambushed because now I'm explaining to my son. He asked me, what does sexist mean? As a parent, I felt trapped. I felt
trapped! Dude, shut the fuck up. Dude, always playing the victim, dude. These motherfuckers, dude. Oh, it's the fucking oppression Olympics with these dickheads. They used to say that about us because that's what they do. And also, sir.
Shut up, you bigot.
Thank you, Ben.
I had to explain these concepts
We
to my
be gendering, hell
son.
yeah.
I felt like I was whittling away his innocence. This year, my 12-year-old daughter had a science teacher ask the class about their preferred gender pronouns.
I don't want a teacher talking to my child about gender pronouns. It is not appropriate.
Sidewalk,
it's crossing
I know, right?
a line. It's unacceptable. This is a parent-child issue.
How is learning about language, the English language, unacceptable? Like, what about pronouns are you scared of exactly? What are you freaking out about? Like, can you explain yourself why you're afraid of pronouns? Or, like, you're just afraid of them because Fox News told you so?
Teacher-child issue. I wanted my kids to have nothing to do with it. I had to pull both of my kids out of this school district.
You pulled your kids out of school for a fucking pronouns, dude? Like, what the fuck is wrong with you? Holy shit. Spilly. No, you want to pull something. What are you trying to pull over there, Spilly?
These nuts. Got him!
Got him!
I've decided not to pull my children out of the school district, but I'm fighting for change. I've been attending school board meetings for about a year.
Yeah, so, you know, exactly. They love ignorance. Like, they have to love ignorance to exist as a chud because they have to never look anything up or find out the actual answer to their questions. They just got to keep asking the question over and over again and pretending like they didn't hear the answer or pretending like it didn't process in their brain. Or maybe it doesn't process in their brain. I don't know. Like, it's hard for me to imagine somebody that fucking stupid. But, I mean, this is America, so don't get you slipping now.
Now, what's happening across the country is
What flavor? They're vanilla isis. Oh,
Goddamn America!
Oh, I thought you were talking about the chuds. Oh, Spilly's Pop-Tarts? Spilly, what flavor is your Pop-Tarts?
These nuts. Got him! Got him!
Fucking Spilly, dude. Classic Spilly. They want these people to be ignorant because ignorant people are easier to control. Exactly, Tabby. Like, they want people to be smart enough to work the fucking machine, you know, at their fucking job that pays them not even anything close to what they're actually putting out. And just dumb enough to not realize that they're getting fucked every day of the week. 24/7, and not in a good way either. Vanilla Ice's Pop-Tarts. That's what chuds. You can only get them at Chud Burger. Kitten Rants. What's up, BB? Yo, for a limited time only at Chud Burger, I heard that you can get the Vanilla Ice's flavored Pop-Tarts. Also, get the Chud Buster meal for only $10.99. Wash it down with some Chud blood. And also suck down some motherfucking freedom fries. Cause this is America, goddammit. Chud Burger. Ain't no fucking veggie burgers up in this son of a bitch. Goddamn fucking... This stream has been brought to you by Chud Burger. Chud Burger. Burgers for idiots. moving on. I got a sponsor now, guys.
Teachers could get fired
Burger.
if they use the wrong gender pronoun. That just seems wrong.
This is my mission in life, to protect my children.
Darth! Yo! Let's fucking go, Darth Gang! Hell yeah, Darth Gang, baby! As I was saying before I went off on some kind of fucking journey to find this goddamn video, Chuds are chicken fuckers, that's true. They do fuck chickens. And also, they're fascist, and they're open about it. Here's a fascist right here. This dude is a prominent streamer in the Chud world. His name's Vincent James, and he's about to tell us what Chuds really believe.
At who they really are.
We are the Christian Taliban. This is the era of Christian nationalism. Christian nationalism is on the rise, and people are thirsty for it. They are
yeah, you Chuds are some thirsty motherfuckers. That's
hungry for this. And we are the Christian Taliban.
Yeah, we know. That's what I said. You guys are vanilla ISIS. You're fucking Talibama. The fucking... Yeah, exactly. Racist piece of shit. Vampire. Fuck this dude for real.
And we will not stop until The Handmaid's Tale is a reality. And even worse than that.
Even worse than that? Ayo! What the fuck?
Ayo, what the fuck?
Thirsty for piss and chickens. True. Fucking piss guzzling, sister banging, chicken fucking motherfucker. Yeah. This is a code red. This motherfucker said, bring it back to Handmaid's Tale, but even worse. Like, what the fuck?
To start rolling back there was this article from The Atlantic where it's like, well,
here he goes. Let's roll back the rights of people. He's about to do it.
Leto is on a mission to roll back the rights of women. To roll back the past 100 years of rights that were given to women. Yes. Yes, that is what we're doing.
I mean, yeah. Can you fucking get any more ridiculous? Like, he's just outright admitting it. I mean, at least he's honest, I guess. Like,
and it's only going to get worse for you from here.
Yeah, I know. Fuck that douchebag. But yeah, most honest Chud, I guess. And back to these douchebags. I don't have any sauce.
Children, and however I...
Worst part about this is that shit is becoming normal. That's what I'm saying. Like, they're not even dog whistling. They're just bullhorning.
Do not come.
Like, he just outright was
I'm
like...
gonna come.
You know, oh yeah, we want to go back to Handmaid. We want to roll back the rights of women for like 100 years. Like, just admitting it. They're not even dog whistling anymore. Spilly, you're being quiet over there. What are you doing? Don't even fucking do it, Spilly. No. All right, that's enough.
These nuts. These robot nuts.
Like I said,
these nuts. Got him. Got him.
Oh, Spilly. All right, anyway. And now back to this asshole. Spilly, I know.
Need to do that, I will. What, Matt?
HRT darts. Forced feminized February, baby. We are celebrating forced feminized February this month. So we Dart Gang has changed our darts from vaccines to HRT for forced feminized February. Cheers, my queers. All right, back to these assholes.
and I and a group of us are doing is we're working to have the school board removed completely. A lot of people I know, a lot of parents I know are afraid to speak up, and I speak for them, and I'm not afraid.
I'm not afraid. I'm not afraid to be a chud. Everybody gonna.
Stacey, Matt, why do y'all have an issue with the schools telling children about pronouns and having them deal with them?
Telling children about pronouns. And they're telling them about adjectives too. Probably nouns and verbs also. It's so scary.
First of all, thank you for having me. And I wanted to say I honor you and your journey and where you are in life. And it has nothing to do with that. We're here about our kids. And
telling your kids, hey, if you see a trans person, don't be a fucking bigot. Yeah, that's it. That's literally it.
In school, I feel like this is a family issue. It's a parent-child issue, and it's a real issue with some kids.
How the fuck is it a family issue? Can you explain yourself?
I think that the percentage is quite small for how many kids go through this real serious issue, and including and imposing this on the entire school or the entire class is where I have a problem.
What do you mean imposing it? They're just telling them about the existence of trans people. Ain't nobody imposing shit on them. They're teaching them something. I know that's fucking your worst nightmare is someone teaches your fucking kids anything in reality, because you live in a fucking false reality bubble. They're trying to teach your kids. Trying to indoctrinate the children into tolerance. I know, Vibrator. The horror. Even worse, oh my God, Von Diva, I didn't even think about that. They're teaching the kids about prepositions.
There's no reason an 8-year-old should be
groomers, yeah. They're literally grooming kids to be fascist.
You take an assignment that says, what is the gender spectrum? And I had to explain to my 8-year-old son that they're about the gender spectrum.
Yeah, you had to explain them the reality of the gender spectrum. So that's what happens in school. Kids learn about things that exist so that they can, be a normal human.
And no longer about boys and girls, about femininity, feminine clothes, that uniforms could be sexist.
Well, let's look at your...
Yeah. All that shit's correct. What's the fucking problem here?
8-year-old's homework assignment. It says uniforms may be sexist. Some uniforms may strike students and parents.
As a matter of fact, just fuck uniforms in general. The capitalist fucking dickheads at the top want us all to be fucking some robotic little fucking good little worker and shit, and all look exactly the same. Nobody can express themselves. A bunch of fucking dreary motherfuckers walking around. Robots. Yeah, no, we're not doing that. Fuck.
As sexist. For example, if a uniform requires girls to wear skirts and pants are not allowed, some students and parents may object, leading to conflict with the school's administration. Not all girls want to wear skirts.
Yeah, exactly. Why are you making them wear clothes they don't want to wear against their will?
And some may resent being told to wear traditionally feminine garments. Also, if a student is unsure of their place on the gender spectrum or is experimenting with different forms of gender presentation.
Yeah, and that's what this dickhead did. That fucking lady that pretends to be an ally on here, she fucking took her kids out of school because they learned about pronouns. And you know what's gonna happen? She's gonna teach them a bunch of fucking shit that's far from reality. She's gonna teach them about how climate change is a Chinese hoax. She's gonna teach them about how, trans people are coming to get you in the bathroom. She's gonna teach them about fucking all this bullshit that Chud's made up. That is not even, none of it's real. They made it up. That's the only way they can get people to vote for them, if they scare people with whoever the fucking villain is this week, you know?
School uniforms can present a real challenge. Now, what was the assignment?
The assignment was whether school uniforms, pro or con, should
Hail
schools have
yourself,
uniforms? And I believe they had that assignment just so they could squeeze this in. This was an agenda and not
Yeah, exactly, Joe Butnick. They're gonna be straight up teaching fucking slurs. Oh, Sierra! What up, BB?
indoctrinated. Why are we doing this? Shouldn't the schools be focused on science and education? And
It is science and education to learn about pronouns and gender. That's what that is, dude.
and
Yeah,
learning
it's science.
and reading and writing, and instead they're being taught.
Yeah, reading and writing. Pronouns are part of that. Pronouns, verbs, adjectives, adverbs. Shit you learn in like second grade, dude.
Are you a boy? Are you a girl?
Yeah. What the fuck could possibly be wrong with that?
And they're confusing the children.
No, they're not. Actually, they're unconfusing the children. I was confused until I was, you know, an adult and found out on my own what non-binary was. I had no idea. I thought I was just a fucking weirdo or something was wrong with me. And then I was like, found out like, oh my God, oh, I fit in somewhere. There's other people that don't feel like the gender that they were born with. Like, I had no idea that even it fucking existed. Like, I wish someone would have told me in school. Like, because no matter how long you lie to the kids, you can lie to them until they're fucking 18. But, you know, once they leave your fucking crib, they're going to learn the truth about shit. And then they might realize, oh, fuck, I'm non-binary. Or, oh, fuck, I'm whatever. You know, just like I did. So, you're just trying to delay the inevitable, which is fucking stupid.
We're going to take a break. What these parents feel about gender-neutral
You're
locker
gonna take a break? Didn't you just come back from a break?
rooms and bathrooms next.
Oh my God. Yeah, abstinence only bullshit. Oh shit! Judas! Judah! What up, BB? I'm saying, what up, baby?
Today is International Pronouns Day. It's a day designed to make personal pronouns more mainstream. Now we have a new pronoun, and it's they.
They.
The Merriam-Webster dictionary revealed it is expanding the definition of
Done editing. Oh, Demon! Love you, baby. Hail yourself. Have a good night. Sweet dreams. Science. New? Yeah, what? They said that at the beginning of this fucking Dr. Phil show, too. They were like, the new gender ideology that just came out a few years ago. It's like, dude, trans people have always existed through the entire fucking history of humanity, which I'm going to show after this.
National Pronouns Day. It's a day designed to make personal pronouns more mainstream. Now we have a new pronoun, and it's they.
They.
Literally, motherfuckers have been saying they for singular people for, I don't know, all my entire life. Like, if I didn't know the gender of somebody, if somebody was like, hey, my teacher's a dickhead, and I'm like, why? What did they do? Because I don't know what gender their teacher is, so I say they. Oh, what? Why are they a dickhead? What did they say? You know? One person, singular. Fucking, it's always been like that. Like, you know? Can we go to my friend's house? I don't know where they live. Like, it's just, it's been like this all my life. Like, what are they saying? It's just... They is a new pronoun? What the fuck?
the Merriam-Webster dictionary revealed it is expanding the definition of the word they to refer to a, quote, single person whose gender...
They don't want to face reality. That's true, Tabby, yeah. They're really fighting, you know, reality fighters. enby-phobe saying casual conversation. It's so obvious they don't like trans. I know, right?
Identity is non-binary. The annual event.
Yeah, now it's a problem because, you know, they don't like that we exist or whatever, I guess.
To make respecting and educating people about personal pronouns.
They keep doing this too. They keep showing rainbows when they're talking about gender and shit. It's like, you know, sexuality and gender are totally, they're not connected. Like, you know.
In place. International Pronouns Day makes everyone more comfortable having the conversation about what pronouns are and how that is in relation to their identity.
Break the binary,
We've been talking
baby.
about gender pronouns with all of our guests today. Stacey and Matt.
They are the problem, meaning Republicans. True. enby gang rising up.
Are two concerned parents with one shared mission.
I find in the gaming, the hetero guys often assume, and also,
And that's to recall the local school board. They say their children were too young to be introduced to gender
it's a patriarchy thing. Yeah, exactly.
Pronouns in elementary school. And they say if that conversation is going to be had, they'll have it. They don't want the teacher doing this. They don't want this taking place in school. That's something that they want to do with their children at the right time if they have that curiosity. And you have an issue with gender neutral restrooms.
Correct. This is a war.
Wait, I'm old enough that I was taught in English to always assume he. Oh, that is some patriarchal shit. Like, so if you're talking about my teacher's a dickhead, and you're like, what did he do? It's like, not a he, but yeah, that is really weird. They taught you to assume someone's gender. What the fuck? Wow. Now, I'm pretty old, and I didn't even have that. We just use they.
Or on gender.
Yeah,
Just
that's crazy. Yeah, wow.
Addison mentioned before with the pumpkin that in that picture it said no gender or gender's over.
Gender's over, yeah.
Gender's over. Well, I believe in gender. And to deny that there's a difference, to say gender's over is radical.
Wait, did he say, I believe in gender? Well, then why are you so afraid of it? Why are you so afraid of kids getting taught about it if you believe in gender?
Cool stuff that should not be taught to third graders. That's dangerous. And if you...
Can you explain how or why it's dangerous? No, you're just going to say, it's dangerous and move on, right?
Extrapolate and continue on, then it leads to to gender-neutral bathrooms, which they're doing at the school district next.
Yeah. The only time I ever feel comfortable in a fucking bathroom is when they're gender neutral. Because most places I go and I look at the bathrooms and I'm like, wow, what the fuck do I do? Like, and I just go in the bathroom I was assigned at birth. Actually, not always. Like, if the one's not open, I'll just, dude, I don't give a shit. In stores, you know, like, fuck
to us. And they're doing that throughout the country, and gender-neutral bathrooms and locker rooms, and that's just not safe. That is a dangerous situation to keep them combined in the same space.
Yeah. How do you feel about the gender?
Yeah, why are bathrooms even gendered? Like, what the fuck? Who came up with this shit? Like, you know, you have stalls where you have a whole fucking wall around you. Like, it's not like motherfuckers want to fucking peep in on you anyway. And if they do, that's not legal. Like, you can't be, like, fucking peeping on people or whatever. So if someone is doing that, you know, they could get in trouble.
Neutral bathrooms and locker rooms.
Yeah, well, I agree with my fellow.
We already have things in place for just such an occasion. Yo, Nabil! What's up, baby? Love you, homie. How you doing, baby?
Hello, my fellow Matt over here. Loudoun County is a famous case that the Daily Wire we helped uncover.
Peepers, yeah.
There was a gender non-conforming boy in a dress who went into a girl's restroom and violently raped.
Whoa! What the fuck? Okay, this is just like this person wasn't even trans, right? I don't know, because he's always misgendering people, so I have no idea. That's the thing with these motherfuckers. You don't even know what's the real gender of the person because they constantly misgender people on purpose. And then they're saying, like, it's a boy when it could be, like, who the fuck knows what they even mean? Because they're always wrong about, I guess half the time they're wrong about what the fucking gender is. God damn, person not even trans. Exactly. They have to dig and dig to find some fucking story like this. Because if Matt Walsh actually gave a fuck about kids getting molested, I don't know. He would probably talk about things that are way worse, like this shit right here. Where you at, Matt Walsh? Thought you were worried about the kids. What? You mean it's the chuds that are fucking the kids all along? And they're just trying to make the word groomer be meaningless so it's easier for them to groom children? And they're just projecting all their shit onto us? I'm shocked. Yeah. Look, 188 Catholic clergy members in Kansas are alleged predators, and 400 alleged victims. Where you at on this, Matt Walsh? I thought you were worried about the fucking kids. Guess not, huh? Guess it's all a show just to fucking shit on trans people, huh? Cry more! What up, BB? Yeah, he cares about nothing but himself. Exactly. He just knows that this trans people are a hot topic, and everybody is just using trans people to like further their fucking whatever, his career, I guess. And he's profiting from it. Like he made that whole documentary. He's making mad money off that fucking documentary that is just lying about trans people the entire time. Because we watched it on here, and it is all fucking bullshit. A blatant bullshit, too. Not even, like, trying to hide it and shit. Just, like he asked, like, what is a woman? The person tells them what a woman is. See, I use them for Matt Walsh. It's normal. And, not even thinking about it. And so they tell him the fucking what a woman is, and then he pretends like he didn't hear it, or he didn't understand it, or he doesn't like their answer, and he asks them again. And they're like, I already fucking answered you, dude. Like, what the fuck? And that's the whole movie. He does that to every single fucking person. Like, every single person answers, and he just pretends like he didn't hear it or something. Like, these people's porn history. Oh my God, Nabil, were you here when we found this out? Because data finds Republicans are obsessed with searching for transgender porn.
How unfortunate.
Yep, how unfortunate indeed. Because ain't nobody want to fuck these chuds. So, it kind of sucks that they're like super chasers. And this is why they are so freaked out about trans people. It's because they are attracted to them and they think that that makes them gay, which it totally fucking doesn't. I mean, okay, if a dude is attracted to a trans woman, they are a woman. That does not, there's nothing gay about it. So that, you know, Yeah, just always fucking projecting. And they just can't be themselves. And they're mad that we're out here being ourselves. And since they're in the closet, they want us to go back in the closet and be miserable like them. And we're not fucking doing that. We're out and we're fucking here and they can fucking suck it. Farmers fuck their livestock.
A young girl. After
chickens only.
After that happened, that's when the school district decided, oh, you know what?
Only chicks.
Now we're going to open up the restrooms and invite the boys in with the girls. Now, here's what happens. Because we hear a lot about, well, gender nonconforming people, transgender people, it makes them feel bad if they're not given access to the bathrooms they want.
They were saying a dirty dog. Oh, God damn it. They were like, I can't control my horny level, eh?
Well, okay, so they have their feelings. What about the feelings of the girls who are getting raped? There are many girls and many women.
Yeah, that's not happening. Like I said,
can't control my horny level.
You had to dig and dig and dig to find somebody who's not even fucking trans. That was just like cross-dressing or some shit. That did something. Like, yeah, statistically, you're gonna find there's gonna be like one person that's a bad person, like out of every group of people. Like, this means nothing. You have one case. What about all the goddamn cases I just showed with the fucking priests? 188 fucking priests, dude, that are fucking children. 188 of them. But you're not going to bring that up ever, huh?
Who are speaking out and saying, we want privacy in our facilities. We don't want a man in the bathroom with us. And then what we hear from this side,
there's always one. Yeah, just statistically, there's going to be like a bad person in every group, like, of people. Yeah, so they found the one, and it wasn't even a trans person. So, like, his argument is meaningless.
What we hear from this side,
I did not say that we want open bathrooms where anyone can go in.
What we hear from this side is that, well, their feelings don't matter. We're not going. Who cares? You just have to deal with it, right? Because the transgender people, the gender nonconforming people, it's their feelings that take priority.
I'm not trying to minimize your concern around it, but I don't know that it's a safety issue. You usually still have another bathroom that you can go to.
It's a safety issue.
Wait, what? I wasn't paying attention. Hold on.
Concern around it, but I don't know that it's a safety issue.
It's absolutely not a safety issue. Matt Walsh, again, is just making shit up. Just like his stupid walrus story. He made it up. Ain't nobody fucking trying to identify as a walrus. Ain't nobody doing anything in the bathroom except fucking pissing or shitting or washing their hands.
Usually still have another bathroom that you can go to.
Or dealing with, whatever.
Yeah, my daughter would not...
Like, whatever thing you have to deal with in private.
Feel safe or secure if she had to share a bathroom or a gender-neutral locker room with boys.
All right, normally on birth certificates, you have two choices, male and female. Well, not anymore. I'll explain when we come back.
Well, not anymore. I'll explain when we come back. Shut up, Dr. Phil, you fucking douchebag. Acting like this shit's up for debate, you fucking piece of shit. Dude, it's not even up for debate at this point. There's a consensus of all of science and academia and all the experts on gender all agree in a consensus that trans people are valid, gender is a spectrum. Like, this is all solved. Like, there's no debate even to have.
For a girl, gender-neutral babies are known as babies. Babies are babies.
Babies? That sounds awesome.
Without a known sex. They say the gender part.
I wish I was a they be. Maybe I would have learned that I was a they, them be, fucking a long time ago, and it would have changed my life for the better earlier, like it did later in life when I found out.
Comes later and is left up to the child.
We did not assign a sex at birth, which means when they...
Oh, Mage, bye, cutie. Love you. Sweet dreams. Good night. Love you, Mage.
They were born, they had genitals, and we know what they are. We just chose to acknowledge that those genitals don't indicate anything about gender.
Sparrow's parents decided to raise their baby gender neutral, meaning Sparrow will decide gender when older. Even Sparrow's birth certificate says sex unknown.
Yeah, he's just mad he can't send photo file. He's mad he just can't send anybody to the ranch. I'm gonna send you to Turnabout Ranch, buddy. Okay, well, looks like you're gonna go to Turnabout Ranch. Catch me outside, how about that?
The term the media's used for this is not a baby, but a baby. Arlo, how old is the baby now?
Oh, Sparrow's actually going to be 4 in February.
Has Sparrow decided as...
Oh, a gender?
Yes.
Oh, that's a great question. Sparrow is in a point of learning and exploration with a lot of things, including gender. Language with children at 4 is very, they're figuring it out. And so currently, Sparrow uses he for everyone. No, it doesn't matter what their pronouns are, and we mentioned it. They just call everyone he, they don't conjugate it correctly. They don't use him or his or anything. Just he for everyone.
Why? I mean, would you correct them if they're
So we joke that
people?
he is Sparrow's preferred pronoun because that's what they use for everyone. As far as for themselves, though,
I mean, they're just a little baby that doesn't know how to talk yet or something, but
they're not coming consistent.
like a true straight man. I know. Ha! Straight.
Saying I would like, I want to be a boy or a girl, or I feel like I'm non-binary. We don't have heavy, in-depth, overt communications. It's not like every morning I wake them up.
Kids are stupid.
And say, all right, what's your gender today? Hoping they'll finally give me an answer. So it doesn't come up like that.
Okay.
That's true, Ken.
You decided this was important to leave unspecified, undetermined. Why?
Because of the fact that gender is so social. And it is such a social construct. Now, we say we shouldn't interact with one another differently because of our genders. Everyone deserves the same respect and treatment. But it has been scientifically proven that children are interacted with very differently based on whether they are assumed to be a boy or a girl.
Yeah, exactly. We might not need labels, and we could get rid of gender role, fucking stupid ass patriarchal gender roles, and the fucking
girl.
Shit,
Children are
just people can just be themselves. You're just you, and it doesn't
held more.
You don't have to mold yourself into some kind of fucking whatever the world thinks you should be or whatever society thinks you are. You could be who you actually are.
Our boy children are given, mechanical toys more often. All of these kind of examples, anecdotes. And I felt
it would take a decade. Oh, for sure, yeah.
It was important for Sparrow to get the chance to figure themselves out without all of that pressure, intervention,
and we be able to picture everyone's genitals. True.
And programming.
And if somebody asks you, do you have a child? You say yes. And if they say,
oh, they do. Yeah, yeah, Demon Nick. They pick people to sensationalize the whole fucking thing, yeah. And Dr. Phil is a known exploiter. He takes people with mental problems and exploits them for financial gain, and then just sends them to the Turnabout Ranch or what the fuck ever, which doesn't do shit. He's a dude. I can't even believe this motherfucker is allowed to do this.
Hey, what did you have? What do you have?
Yeah,
what do you
Dr. fucking fake ass Dr. Phil.
You say?
When people ask, is a child a boy or a girl, oftentimes what they're trying to do is connect to you. And they're trying to connect to the child. So what I do is I give them some other bit of information about my child. Is your child a boy or a girl? They're 3.5. Is your child a boy or a girl? Well, actually, they just started preschool. I give something intimate and fun and special so they know something about this child that is more relevant than what's in their pants.
Let's go.
So
Literally just
you think it would be
babies.
toxic to
Right.
label?
Yeah, exactly. Ain't nothing like really even different. It's just, shit's not gendered. Like they don't have pink or blue. They just whatever,
The child one way or the other?
Potentially, yes.
They don't have to play with fucking trucks or Barbies. They play with whatever the fuck they want.
All right, America may be divided on this great gender debate, but it's important to keep the dialogue open. And that's what I started out this whole episode
I know this parent is pretty fucking
with,
based.
is that I wanted us to have...
Oh yes, these people are freaking the fuck out. They fear change, and so whenever society progresses, they start freaking the fuck out.
a safe place to be able to talk about.
Because it's not the safe thing that they've always known or what the fuck ever. It's like, yeah, we're evolving for the better, dude. But they refuse to evolve.
About this. I want to talk about some final thoughts when we come back.
I know, it's so real, for real. Don't these chuds every MLK day say that they want to judge people for the content of their character? They always take that quote out of context. But they don't want to do it with gender, though. Only race for some reason. They just use it to be racist, basically.
Well, I'm back with this group talking about gender pronouns. Now, Dr. Dembo, you say it's fine if people want gender roles, just
Not a
don't
doctor.
project them onto others.
I was saying that in the context of, a marriage or a commitment like that. It's okay to have strict gender roles for a man and a woman if you find each other, because then it's going to work out real great. That relationship will. And then you find something that's non-conforming, and you find each other, and that works out great. And it's not a threat to the other person.
True.
At the same time, too, I think that people should be allowed to have boundaries around who's in their space, too. And if you have people who are constantly putting you into a box that you do not identify with, if people are constantly seeing you in a way that you are not being seen and stuff, too, it's exhausting. It's absolutely exhausting, right? You have to imagine that. So for us, if we don't hang out with certain people who don't understand us...
Dr. Phil Loki having an MB awakening.
That's okay. But we will try to keep an open conversation going.
Yeah, I would think you wouldn't seek those people out.
Right.
I wouldn't think you'd get up every day and go find Matt Walsh and spend spend the day with him. But I would think he would be
I'm glad you're here, BB. It's good to see you.
somebody that you would want to have an ongoing dialogue with because y'all disagree.
It is
and it
exhausting
seems like
as
we should
fuck.
just keep the dialogue going and hopefully find some middle ground.
I have a question.
Ain't no motherfucking middle ground, dude. Like I said through this entire thing, all of academia has a consensus about this. It's not up for debate. Ain't no fucking middle ground. It is what it is, dude. Like, gender's a spectrum. Deal with it, motherfucker.
Question. Arlo, you mentioned that you don't have your child discussing pronouns or figuring out their pronouns yet. And yet in school, our kids are being asked what their pronoun is. I'm confused about how that works. And then there's always this fluidity right around what pronoun you are each day. So it's constantly changing. How confusing.
I think
For
what it
kids.
is. Oh, sorry. I think what it is
Not
that
confusing.
I sympathize.
Maybe you're confused. We know our gender more than anybody when you're non-binary or trans or gender fluid or whatever.
With
like,
the hurt and distress that I sense from
you
you all.
guys hide from it.
I also wouldn't want my
They're
child to learn
literally the
things
ones
from their
confused.
teachers
Yeah,
at school that
Nabil, I
were
love
topics
that
I was
fucking
uncomfortable with, or I didn't know how I'd want to talk about them. Your children are going to need to know how to navigate a world in which non-binary and transgender people exist.
This is a great conversation to have at home, out of the school. This should not be part of the curriculum.
We're out of time, but I thank everyone for your thoughts and ideas and for remaining civil about the conversation. Thank you so much, Arlo. And Dr. Denbo, thank you for being here and sharing your thoughts. If you or someone you know are looking for support or information, there are resources available.
I know, Von Diva, exactly. Like, it was such it literally finding out that I was non-binary, just that non-binary existed, changed my life. Like, I just never thought that there was somewhere that I actually fit into. But then, you know, I realized, oh, there is other people like
such as the
this.
Trevor
Like,
Project, National Center
like,
for...
what the fuck is so wrong with that? Like, people finding out who they are. Like, why are you hiding it from them? It's fucking
Transgender
weird.
Equality and World Professional Association for Transgender Health. While the issue of pronouns is
real.
divisive and can't be solved or fully covered, certainly in 1 hour, we hope an open dialogue between both sides can help foster better understanding and awareness wherever you come down on this. For more information about today's episode, log on to
down on your face,
drphil.com.
Dr. Phil.
Thank you for being here. I'm sure we'll hear from you on this, and I want to hear your thoughts. We'll see you next time.
Do not come. Do not come. Get the hell out of here, Dr. Phil. Fucking fake ass doctor. Both sides. Yeah, get the fuck out of here with that.
Moralists. We'll see who cancels
That's what's
who.
so annoying about these motherfuckers, man. These fucking centrists.
You sons of
douchebags.
bitches.
Like, we need the middle ground. No. Some people are just right about shit. Like, I don't think I'm right about fucking everything, but I love to find out that I'm wrong about something so that I can correct myself and become a better person. So, unlike chuds that literally just stay the same their entire life until they're fucking dead. Like, God damn America.